Moving on now to art news. Been a while since we checked in with the world of art and all its money laundering, historical stealing, and philosophical questioning about the nature of what everything is, even itself. But we're back for another dose of art news. And to start us off, we're touching base with the outcome of an old story. Listeners may remember Danish artist Jens Hanning, who back in 2021 was making commentary on the cost of living before it was cool. And he did maybe the greatest thing an artist has ever done, at least recently. He turned in 2 blank canvases titled "Take the Money and Run" in reference to being paid 532,000 kroner by the museum to replicate his own art pieces, an average Danish annual income and an average Austrian annual income. But with a twist! This time, it was a different currency! The aim being to depict the average annual income of a person of these countries. Well, he has now been told to repay the roughly $75,000 that he was paid to create the work. Do you, museum, honestly think this artist still has this money? Honestly, do you know how little money there is in art? This wasn't even a high income. This was the average income. And we are living in a global cost of living crisis. Sorry. We are living in a global working class cost of living crisis. That's much more accurate. Obviously, the rich are still doing fine. Except Elon Musk, who seems to be really desperate for money because he's thinking of charging money for a worse version of Twitter than the one that he bought. Feels like the previous owners of Twitter did their own version of the take the money and run long con, where they made Elon Musk feel special on this one social media platform and convinced him that it was good and that he should buy it. Genius. That is a real piece of art right there. Gotta respect the hustle. But back to the story. Hanning told Danish broadcaster DR in 2021 that Take the Money and Run was inspired by what he saw as insufficient payment. He said recreating the pieces as intended would have required him to fork out about 3,300 euros or about $3,500 in today's money from his own pocket. I think we found the problem, guys. Our old friend, the cost of living crisis, rearing its ugly head to widen the divide between the rich and the poor, and then blame the poor for not working hard enough, while congratulating the rich for kicking them while they're down and having the foresight to take their wallet while doing it. Hanning came in confidently when he handed back the blank canvases, explaining that this was the work, saying, "I encourage other people who have work conditions as miserable as mine to do the same. If they're sitting in some shitty job and not getting paid and are actually being asked to pay money to go to work, then grab what you can and beat it." He called it a general call to action, which is a stance that if you saw my show, Wedge Against the Machine, you'd completely understand that I support unequivocally. A Copenhagen court has ordered Hanning to pay back the sum to the museum that commissioned the artworks. The gallery runner has said that the museum is not wealthy and that Hanning's actions left the museum's curators deeply upset. "Oh, did the curator get upset? I thought you were an art gallery. Aren't you exploring the edges of life, looking for the fascinating? You want to hang out with the interesting people. Oh, until they prove too interesting for you. Well, you fucking cowards. You need to deal with the consequences of your actions." And it's not like the gallery rejected the work. They promoted the artwork in the news, in their mail-outs, on social media. The art gallery said it was a recognition that despite intentions to the contrary, artworks are part of the capitalist system that values a work based on arbitrary conditions. The valuation of art can be about the name of the artist, which gallery the artist is affiliated with, and the collections the work is a part of. Oh, I get it. Oh, I see how it is. So if this guy was more famous, you'd be cool with being scammed. Because you were being scammed by somebody famous, somebody cool. Well, no wonder nothing has happened to the Church of Scientology. Smart play getting all those famous people involved. I must remember that for future episodes of this. The gallery even acknowledged even the missing money in the work has a monetary value when it is designated as art, showing how the value of money is an abstract concept. Yeah, no shit. Correct. Money is the shared delusion that capitalism runs on, the fairy dust that makes capitalists fly into space. We know this, and the fact that they themselves are acknowledging it's art that they got paid for by the public and promoted, and they contacted the media getting a bunch of free publicity, way more than they would have if they had gotten the, frankly, at this point, very boring piece of safe-commissioned reboot art that they had requested. So, art gallery. You paid an artist to create a thought-provoking piece of art that would generate news and get people to walk through your door. And you got well more than you bargained for. A piece of art that commented on the cost of living, and that was a sequel to a previous work with a twist. Sounds like you got exactly what you wanted. I don't see the problem. I'm not one for victim blaming, but frankly, this is on you. If you suspected that this would be an issue, why didn't you give the guy fake money? You're in the arts. Buy some fake notes. They use them for TV all the time. And maybe you think that TV and movie scene is too small and that there aren't enough fake notes to go around. And that's fair. That's very fair. You don't have the biggest TV industry around. Okay. Well, as an art gallery, you probably know a modern artist who can create fake money for you. Or, and this is a last resort, but it'd work, there are active con artists in the area and they'd happily take a few $1,000 payday to make fake notes for you. They'd probably do it for free. Anyway, they're doing it all the time. At least this time, it'd be a guarantee of pay and not jail time, when that to me sounds like a bargain for doing what you're going to do anyway. Seeing as the gallery refuses, let's do it ourselves. Hire a con artist to create the notes for the gallery and fuck over the institution. They were foolish enough to not use fake notes, and now they need to learn the importance of employing artists properly.